I'm also actually pretty excited for the Diablo Immortal. I know that there's a lot of people who are kind of giving it flack for being a mobile game, but frankly, I think it would be silly for Blizzard not to go in the direction of making games that you can play on your phone, because that's kind of how the gaming market is going. And Diablo, frankly, is a game that's been a lot of just like press, like hack and slash to begin with.
Well, it's the second day of BlizzCon 2018. I'm joined by Hearthstone Master Brian Kibler, as well as Shiro, who is joining us for the first ever interview I've done with both of them. But I've interviewed Brian before. We were just talking, this is your first BlizzCon. You're not on call, you're not working.
Yeah, I am not casting this year. They're doing the Hearthstone Global Games Finals here, and I didn't cast throughout the regular season, so I didn't want to sort of step on anyone's toes and like try and get in and cast BlizzCon, even though casting BlizzCon is a lot of fun. Yeah. But so is not working at BlizzCon. I get to actually just hang out and go to the parties and explore the show floor, which has been really fun.
What have you enjoyed so far?
I had a lot of fun, just mostly meeting up with people who I don't really get to see most of the rest of the year. I actually haven't had a chance to play any of the demos. Yesterday was kind of my busy day. I did the streamer showdown. I had a meet and greet. I had a stream session from the floor here, and all that was really fun. But today I'm looking forward to actually trying out some of the games.
So you're working. You're just not working at the official event.
Pretty much. I don't know if like playing Hearthstone, Hearthstone Pictionary on stage is really working per se. It's a lot different than like 6 a.m. call time, be like dressed up every day, and yeah.
Some responsibilities though. How have those responsibilities been going? How's the streaming and the Pictionary and all the fun stuff?
It's been fun. I mean, there was a little bit of a snafu with the meet and greet because it was right after the opening ceremonies, which was delayed. So I ended up actually staying like 45 minutes after my scheduled time, which meant that every other thing that I had was like crushed together more. But overall, I've just been having a lot of fun. It's always cool being at BlizzCon, around all the other fans of Blizzard games, because I've played most of the Blizzard games out there, and being around people who are such fans of all of them is really cool.
Did you get a chance to check out, and maybe you've seen it already before it was announced, Rumble, the new Hearthstone expansion?
I've only seen what they've showed us here at the show. I didn't get a chance to watch the panel where all the cards were revealed, but I did on my stream yesterday talk about my thoughts on all the cards. I think it looks really cool. I think the spirit cards in particular, the ones that are stealthed for a single turn, those are really interesting kind of like build around deck building style cards. And I think the Loas that go with them for each of the classes feel like you're going to have a lot of different directions that you can take your deck building, as opposed to just what's going on right now.
From the limited experience I had looking at it, it feels like they did a really good job of creating an expansion that probably is going to look really different from any of the most recent ones, right?
Yeah, I think that you have a lot of hooks that push you in different directions. Like, for instance, the Rogue Spirit card. It doubles all of your combo and battle cry effects. And it's like, well, what do you do with that? Those are all obviously really powerful effects. And we saw, like with, say, Tavern Brawl, Monster Hunt, where you get one of those as part of your treasures. And it was super cool and super powerful. It's like, well, that's a card you can put into a real deck. And you're guaranteed, or almost guaranteed, to have it for at least like a turn and a half, basically, until your opponent has a chance to kill it the next turn. It's like you can do so many different things with that. And that's very different than like what Rogue is doing right now. So I think that these sort of things, assuming that they're reasonably powerful, and they look like they will really open up a lot of different decks that we're not seeing currently.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on the other announcements, even if you haven't had a chance to play them yet?
I'm excited to see the Warcraft 3 Remastered. I think that looks awesome. I mean, we saw the sort of cut from old version and new version. It's like, oh, okay, it's going to be pretty awesome. I wonder if they're going to redo any of the dialogue, or if we're going to have the classic "Glad you could make it" Uther back, in all its glory. I'm also actually pretty excited for the Diablo Immortal. I know that there's a lot of people who are kind of giving it flack for being a mobile game, but frankly, I think it would be silly for Blizzard not to go in the direction of making games that you can play on your phone, because that's kind of how the gaming market is going. And Diablo, frankly, is a game that's been a lot of just like press, like hack and slash to begin with, so it seems perfect for that format. I haven't actually played it yet, but what I've heard so far has been good.
It's a dangerous thing to say right now.
I know it is.
I don't know if you've been to the Diablo subreddit. But
that's actually part of why I brought it up, because I know that people are being very negative about it, and I've talked to a lot of people, and it's like, I don't understand. Like, I get the mentality of, we wanted Diablo 4. We wanted Diablo 2 remastered. We wanted something that isn't this, and we didn't get what we wanted. But I think this thing is actually pretty cool, even if it's not what people thought that they wanted coming in.
So you're going to go check that out, you think, today?
Yeah, that's on the list of things I want to try. WoW Classic, I want to go at least, relive some of that. Hopefully not have too many, withdrawal flashbacks of my my old days where, I did nothing but play World of Warcraft. But yeah, I think that sounds like it'll be cool. I think it sounds cooler than I expect it to be. I think a lot of people are looking at that through like rose-colored glasses of nostalgia, like, oh, it was so cool when I started playing World of Warcraft. It's like, well, yeah, but they've also gotten better at what they do since then.
Taking a step back from this specific event, I saw you at TwitchCon last week. How's this past couple months been for you?
It's been pretty busy, at least these past couple of weeks. And also last month, I had the Hearthstone Championship up at the Blizzard Arena in Burbank. So it's been a pretty hectic period. This is usually sort of the busiest period of year for me, at least, with all the conventions going through. But it's also just a lot of fun, getting a chance to go to all these events and, like I said, see people who I don't really get to see throughout much of the rest of the year. Meeting fans and everything is always a really cool part of this experience.
Very cool. Anything that you want to say to any of the fans? Because I do want to get you out of here so you can play those games.
Yeah, be sure to follow. You don't have to follow me. Okay. Follow Shiro Kibler on Instagram. Just look at him. Don't you want to see as many pictures as possible of this little dog? And I mean, also you can buy Shiro shirts, all kinds of other. It
sounds like you're leaving your brand behind in favor of promoting his.
I mean, look at him. Like, look at me. You want to put his picture on a shirt, not mine. Like, come on.
You should do a re-edit of that the mouse pads you sold, but with Shiro instead. Posing luxuriously.
Paint me like one of your French poodles, like lounging. There you go.
All right, anything else?
That's it. Yeah. You could also, if you want, check me out on both Twitch and YouTube. I stream Hearthstone every day during the week. Post new Hearthstone videos every day on my YouTube channel. Everything's BM Kibler. So.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you, Shiro, for your contribution. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things BlizzCon right here on my YouTube channel. Well, there's a Hearthstone tavern behind me, and much like Hearthstone, there's a little bit of RNG. You randomly got this outro. Congratulations. It means that you'll lose your next turn. The point is, there's a bunch of links in the description below. You can follow me on Twitch, or you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. Any of that stuff, it super helps me. Hopefully you enjoyed that piece of BlizzCon coverage. Thanks so much for watching it, and I'll see you next time.